So, this is assuming that you've already got WinlatorXR installed and the prerequisite files in the description below copied over to your Quest. You can technically do this entirely through probably just a Quest and an Android phone or a Chromebook. I used a Windows computer to install SideQuest and copy the files over to my Quest. But let's go ahead here. We're going to go ahead and open up Winlator. And when you first open it, it'll do like an install and then it'll be blank. There won't be any containers. So I'm going to make a fresh container just for this game. And I'm on a Quest Pro. I do know that it also works on a Quest 2 and a Quest 3. For Quest Pro and Quest 2, we can rely on, instead of the Virgil graphics driver, we can use Turnip. I believe it's 24.1 that comes by default. I've installed a lot of custom ones that I've been tinkering with the developer of the app, but you could just use the built-in 9.16 custom Turnip 24.1 DXVK. So these are the main settings here that you want to set up for your container. 800 by 600 is good resolution to start with. You can tweak it up higher if you get better performance. With Quest 3, there's an issue with Turnip and DXVK combined that just makes it really glitchy. It has lots of visual artifacts. You're going to want to switch this to Wine D3D, but that is going to mean that most of that performance benefit you would normally get from a Quest 3 is just, it's not going to be there. Wine D3D is slower. It's OpenGL based instead of Vulkan. I don't know much more than that about this. This is very low level stuff, like close to the hardware. I'm usually more high end, like front end developer. But anyway, the app developer of WinlatorXR has told me, like, for now, try to use Wine D3D on Quest 3. But I'm on a Quest Pro. I'm going to go ahead and use DXVK, get that extra performance. Audio driver, if it's not already, make sure it's on Pulse Audio. And that's pretty much it for the configuration of the container, except for one little bit. We're going to go ahead and scroll to the right here, go to Advanced, and change it from compatibility to performance. We want that extra performance. Now there is a tab here you can adjust if you want to change the default layout of buttons. So the right controller is my primary controller. That means the trigger is going to be left click and the grip is going to be right click. But you can customize these buttons, how you want to use them. I'm going to leave it as the default and change the game to match these instead, just because that's what I've been doing so far. But if you want to make a more like universal setting, you could probably change the up, down, left, right to WASD, and change A to some other button that you would typically use. Like usually for A, I would do reload for an action, so maybe the R key. Anyway, I've tried the show FPS section. It doesn't seem to work, so I'm going to leave it unchecked. And we'll create the container. Then I'm going to go ahead and run the container. And now I've got all my files located in a folder called tutorial in my downloads folder of the Quest. So you go to D, that's the drive that it maps your downloads to. I've got my tutorial folder, and in here I've got everything I'm going to need to get this going. I've got my copy of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas for PC in a RAR format, so I've also downloaded WinRAR. If you don't use WinRAR, you don't need it. It does come with 7-zip built in, but I prefer WinRAR. So I'm going to go ahead and install WinRAR. And I'm not going to install the Gecko installer. It asks if you want to do that. That's for rendering web content inside apps. I don't need that, so I'm going to leave it be. I'm just going to click through the install real quick. And now refresh this page, and I can now see it as a RAR file. I'm going to open it with WinRAR. And I'll see that there is my base. Oh, here's another pop-up. No Gecko. Okay. All right, so there's my GTA SA. I'm going to go ahead and extract it right to the C drive. So the C drive is local to the container. It's not actually a real C drive. We're not running Windows inside of a Quest. We're emulating it with Wine. While we're here, I could talk about the extra functions of the controller. So the right controller your left and right on the thumbstick moves the mouse in short bursts left or right. That's basically for virtual turning. You click the right thumbstick and it gives you a keyboard where you can type in text and send it to Winlator. If you click in the left thumbstick, you get a full screen view where your head controls the mouse. This is where we get that simulated virtual reality feeling. And then if you hold the left grip and click the right stick. Oh, I did it in the wrong order. Okay, yeah, I got it in the wrong order. It's right grip and click the left stick, and that activates the side-by-side mode. So you'll see half the screen goes to one eye and half the screen to the other. We're not going to use that because I don't have a working Reshade setup for this game, but I have heard that some people succeeded in using a Reshade to actually inject like 3D depth, like a left and right image to the eyes. But that does have your horizontal resolution, of course. So you might want to bump up the resolution if you're going to do that. Anyway, this is extracting. I'm going to go ahead and split this movie into two parts. Okay, so it's finished extracting. We can go ahead and close this. And then we're going to go ahead and do the core mods that I believe you need for a good experience. And these are all from mixmods.com.br. Links are in the description below. And I'm just going to extract them in the order that I've kind of laid out here. It doesn't really matter for the middle ones, but I would say always start with the essentials and end with the first person mod. Actually, proper fixes should probably be after these two as well. So the first one, the Essentials pack, this one you can actually just extract to the exact same folder. You're going to go ahead and put it right into C, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, extract it, replace everything that you see. All done. This next one, SkyGFX, this one is one that can be done with a mod loader. So if you view the README, it'll tell you to put it into your mod loader folder. So we will go ahead and do that. We're going to extract to a specified folder, C, GTA SA, mod loader. And then these extra bits here, you don't technically need to extract them, but I like to put them in, let's see here. How am I going to, I'll just do it one by one. I like to put them into the main GTA SA folder, just in case I need those files for later. So those two will go in there. And if you want, you can keep the README file. I'll just do it this one time. You can keep it inside the mod loader folder for your plugin, so you remember, how to configure it, how to use it. There's advanced features that we don't use, but you could use them if you want to. Open limit adjuster, same thing. Extract to a specified folder. This one's going right into the mod loader. And the settings can go into GTSA. Close that. Next up, proper fixes. This is a bigger one, so it's going to take a little bit longer, but yep, this goes right to the mod loader folder. Boom. Like I said, this one's a bit of a bigger file to extract. I've got some extra optional mods as well that I'll install over here. But once we do the FPS one next, that's technically the last one you need before you can start playing. We'll go ahead and put this in the GTA SA folder. There we go. And first person mod. This one here, I believe this one goes right into the main GTA SA folder. Let me double check. Not with mod loader. Yep, that's right. Okay, so we're going to extract the whole thing to GTA SA. Make sure it's everything. We'll make sure it all went there. Yes. I don't think it did. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight them all. Put them in here. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, it did. Anyway, I'll overwrite it. All right, so that's the base mods. That's actually all you need. But I've got also some save files that I could use to skip forward in time in the game. Extra mods here. I'm going to use these just because it's hard to tell where you're going when you're in the full screen first person view. The radar goes off to the corner of your screen. So having some more icons means you might catch it at the glimpse of your eye. I think this one can go right into mod loader. Yep, this one goes into the mod loader folder. Go to the drop down, mod loader, boom. Close this, GPS Redux. Again, all of these links are below. I would recommend that if you're using those links to install an ad blocker. The links seem to be one of those like ad-powered link sites, so this one's going to the mod folder. Like any ad redirect, it could be harmless spam, or it could be slightly malicious, and you don't want to take the chance. So use an ad blocker. Don't let the pop-ups come up. Okay. Enterable hidden interiors. This one I just got on a whim, but it's actually pretty cool. It lets you go into more of the buildings. Like, that's kind of the beauty of playing it this way, is to be able to see inside all these buildings. So I'm pretty sure it's the mod loader folder for this. Yes. And then there's an additional patch that they recommend. All right. And does this go? Yeah, we'll do both. Okay, both of these can go into the mod loader folder. Okay. All right, that's all the mods extracted, and that's the base game extracted. We're going to go to the game, but we're not going to open it just yet. We're going to just create a shortcut for it. So right-click it, create shortcut, and then we're going to close Winlator and just open it from the shortcut screen to kind of save the bloat and overhead of running this part in the background. So we'll go ahead and hit quit. And then we will go ahead and, oh, it's using my hand tracking for some reason. Yeah, controller, please. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look. Yeah, so these are some of the games I've had already in my other container. And there's the one from container 2. That's the one we're going to use. We're going to click on it. Now, this part can get a little buggy. It can crash. In fact, expect it to crash quite a bit while you're playing. Save often. It's emulation of Windows on high performance mode, very unstable, just to get that extra performance. All right, so you get the black screen right now, and if you click your right trigger, it skips ahead to the main screen. Go to options. First thing I'm going to do, go to display. I'll turn the legend on. I will go to advanced. Turn that draw distance up with your left thumbstick. We're going to leave everything else the same way. I'm not using widescreen, otherwise I'd turn on the widescreen. I'm going to go to the control setup, mouse settings, disable that invert Y. That doesn't really work very well with the first person view. And then I'm going to redefine the controls, because like I said, I don't have it yet set up to match what I use. So I'm going to put, the B button for enter exit, A button for change camera. That's important for switching into first person view. For jumping, I'll probably I'm going to use spacebar for that. So spacebar is your grip on your left, and then for sprint, I'll use the trigger on the left to return. Crouch, I will put as X. Action, I will put as Y. Now that leaves conversation yes as unbound. I don't use that one just yet because I haven't really got that far in the story. So I'm going to go ahead and map it to one of these keyboard keys right here. Let's see. Why is it using hand tracking? There we go. We're going to map it to U. Sure. Okay. That's all mapped out. And that's kind of all we need for now. on this screen. So we'll go back, we'll go vehicle controls, secondary fire. I'm going to make that right mouse button, and accelerate I'm going to make up down. I'll go ahead and use mouse wheel for these. Trip skip, we can make that one Y. And I think we can make submission Y as well. Yeah, they can be the same one, which is good. Horn, I'll make the enter button. Handbrake is space. Change cameras the same. And that actually leaves the X button available for me to go ahead and maybe do a radio station changing button. Cool. This one here needs to be mapped, so we'll pull up our handy keyboard again. And if you select anything on this keyboard, it's going to be backspace first for some reason, which is fine. We're going to let it be backspace because we're never going to need to use mouse look because we will always be mouse looking. Alright, that is good to go. And that's pretty much it for the configuration. We are now ready to try and start the game. And the first time it loads might not work. We'll have to probably reload it, but we'll try. So we'll start a new game. And it might hang, it might load. It looks like this time it loaded. That's great. So here's the cutscene, we'll skip it. And in this mode, the windowed mode, your right controller is like an air mouse kind of thing where you can freely aim, look around, up, down. And you can switch to big view with the left thumbstick. And now my head controls the angle I'm looking at. And we can go ahead and go up to the bike and hop on the bike. And it's a little bit awkward with the bike because you have to kind of keep pressing the up button on the thumbstick to pedal faster. And if we want to, we can press the A button to switch into first person view. And you gotta remember that you're turning with your thumbstick, not your head, because forward is the same direction when you're looking around over your shoulders, just like in real life. And that's pretty much it. We have fully working PC non-VR version of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. And we're not going to steal this guy's car. He's taking his granny somewhere. We'll take this guy. Oh, okay. How about this? Sorry, buddy.
May I be some assistance?
There we go.
Or on the line.
Yeah, hi. I'm a truck driver and listen to your show all the time. I see a lot of
press A to
unexplained
switch
phenomena
camera
out
views.
there, especially in restrooms. I agree with you about the moon. We never landed on the moon. It's such a good fake.
Remember, the Russians, our arch enemies still, I might add, them and the Australians and some species of dog.
Alright, that's enough of that. So, yeah. Here we are.
Coach, more guys.
Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, not VR, running on a native Quest Pro, runs on Quest 2, and it runs on Quest 3, and once DXVK is enabled, you'll get even more graphical power out of that, but this is pretty good. Because I am recording in high def, it is a little bit more stuttery, but it's still pretty playable. It will occasionally freeze sometimes, I don't know exactly why, but if it does, just reload your save. You know, don't expect the same experience as playing it like start to finish on a PS2 or on a Switch, but maybe like, I don't know, like playing it on some sort of potato PC. Alright. Well, I could show off also the map functionality. So if I want to make a map, just go to here. Oh, which button is it? Is it right mouse button? Okay. Alright, so now if I get in a vehicle, it'll give me GPS to that direction. Yeah, sorry, buddy. So yeah, you can use the first person view. Just gotta put on something else.
In darknet.
There we go. So yeah. That's how the GPS mod works.
Come on, man, move!
That's cool.
Wow.
Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them below.